Gwendolyn and I are in a little tiny car park with one other van as company at the moment, and we're in England looking across the River Wye to Wales on the other side. And for company tonight we have a fisherman, a Welsh fisherman fishing from England. This trip is to visit Monmouth, provided that the weather's alright tomorrow, and have a look around the town. In the meantime, I poured myself a drink. It's 6 o'clock and I think I've earned it. And I'm lucky to have found this nice spot, and I had the company of Steve and his wife in that other van. And one of my subscribers, a gentleman, and I mean a gentleman, by the name of David Atkins, whose YouTube channel is called Trains on Tuesday. And if you're interested in model railways or ordinary railways and very, very long trains, because he lives in Canada, and some of the trains, and it ain't up to 2 miles long, it's a channel worth looking at. But he made a comment on one of my videos after I'd put the decals on Gwendolyn, and he said, you really ought to have the name. So I had these made, and I picked them up today, and I was about to put them on and discovered they spelt it wrong. They put an A in there. So I rang them, and they're going to have some more ready for me on Monday. So at the moment, Gwendolyn's going to have to go nameless. And I've done one for each side to stick on each side of the bow. Actually on this thing, it's mud guards, but I like to think of it as the bow. So thank you, David. All nearly done. Well, now 3 of us here, and I'm just going to take a stroll along the lane, see where we're going. It's a very pretty lane and very quiet, except, as it said on the camp or park per night site, it is a little bit noisy from the traffic on the road over the other side, which is the main road between Chepstow and up to Ross-on-Wye, and then on to the M55 and the M5. And I found out why I couldn't get to Tintern when I was leaving Chepstow. It's because there'd been a landslide on the road earlier on in the year, and they cleared that, but they're now doing substantial work to shore up the rest of the banking with the rock falls. But you can get to Tintern from this side, so maybe after we've seen a little bit of Monmouth, we'll go have a look at Tintern. People in the last van to turn up, they just came for a bicycle ride, and they're not stopping the night, they're just off. That just leaves the 2 of us, and I doubt if anybody else is going to turn up tonight. But the forecast was for some very heavy rain tonight, and the first little drips have just occurred on the window. It's going to be interesting. Good morning. It's 7:30, and they forecast very heavy rain during the night. If it did, I didn't hear it. I've slept like a log. I've had over 8 hours straight sleep, and no problem at all. So that's really good news. Now, I had a look at the river just now. I think it's up a little bit, so it must have been raining somewhere. And we'll think about the rest of the day. There's a rowing club in Monmouth, and in spite of the fact that the river is running quite fast, they're out practicing. Good for them. Judging by the number of boats and equipment in there, rowing is obviously a popular hobby around here. It's something I used to do at school. I used to row bow in the B crew and cox the A crew. It's a busy road up there, and so they provide this subway, and that's a really good idea, I think, because it really is a busy road with a junction over there that goes to Chepstow where the road's open. And one of the things that Monmouth is famous for, or well known for, are two public schools, and that's the boys' school. I don't know why we call them public when they're actually private, but that's English language for you. And their motto is serve and obey. Not so sure about that. Monmouth goes back to Roman times, and they even left behind a Savoy cinema theatre without the E on the end up there, and that's because that's Welsh and the other end is English. The theatre occupies a site that was dating back to Elizabethan times, and the first talking pictures or first moving pictures were shown in 1930, and it has its little back alleys. Well, this is the main square, and Henry V was born in Monmouth on August the 9th, 1687. And there we have the High Street. And as before, I shan't go into a lot of detail over the history. I shall put links in the description below for anybody that wants to know more. And Monmouth reputedly has the only remaining fortified bridge left in Britain, and it spans the River Mon. And the reason the place is called Monmouth is that about 500 yards down there, there's the confluence with the River Severn. So the town is the mouth of the Mon. And there's the fortification with some gutters that need cleaning out by the look of it. Mon Bridge, built circa 1270 as a town defence, is the only surviving medieval bridge in Britain, with the gate tower standing on the bridge. The gatehouse has served as a toll house, guard room, jail and dwelling house. Right, I've had my look around Monmouth, and now Chepstow. No. Oh, what's the matter with me? Now Tintern. At last, Tintern. 12 miles to go. And then you can have a look at the Abbey. It is nice. Well, I paid for my ticket, which was £3 minimum payment, but you get £3 off sales over £3 at the Anchor or the Abbey. So I can have a bit of lunch. I'm going to spend my money at the Anchor, and I have eaten here a few times before, and it's usually good. And I've been checked in, but I forgot my mask, so I had to go back to the van to get it. Well, I have a very strict procedure here. Oh, thank you very much. With beer. Thank you. Very strict procedure here. You get checked in, you take your details, and then you're supposed to find a table number, and I found one, and then you go in there and have a look at the menu, and then they bring the food out and you pay in there. And I'm sitting here with a view, or partial view, of the Abbey. No, but now I'm going to enjoy a drop of this. Pale ale, or IPA, I don't know which it is, but it's nice. And it's from the Wye Valley Brewery. Very appropriate. Oh, my food's arrived. The jacket potato with cheese and a salad. Well, that was delicious. And now the sun's come out. We'll take a little walk up to the Abbey. Parts of it are badly ruined, but the main cathedral, or what's left of it, is absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, you're not allowed in at the moment, but through that archway there, I would guess, were the cloisters. And this is the front facade, all the way down to the doors. Amazing, absolutely amazing. And then we have the south side. You really wouldn't believe it now, looking at where it is, that at one time this place was covered with ironworks, furnaces and heavy industry. Look at it now, beautiful. And unfortunately, the tourist information place is closed due to the dreaded bug. So we'll have to look it up on Wikipedia. Well, I've just come through some really heavy rain, and I spoke to Mandy. She's over the other side of the country, and the forecast was for the west side of the country to be better. So I'm going to head over there at about 3-hour drive from here, 2.5 to 3 hour drive, and then tomorrow I'm hoping I will be able to do Tenby. So let's see how we go.